Alright, hello everybody. What we're going to be doing is starting a paper sculpture using a basic quilling technique. So what I have started here is a series of circles made of strips of paper that I have rolled together using a quilling technique. This is a basic version of this. There are some very complicated quilling techniques that you can do, but this is a great way to start. What your goal is to create some sort of interesting organic sculpture. Depending on how you design it, it may be able to stand up on its own, or we may choose to hang it, and that might be really nice. Or maybe it's something that looks good sitting on the table. We'll have to explore some different ways that you want to use this. Now, so far I have used about 13 circles. I think that our goal for this project would be to maybe build it with about 20 circles, and then, you know, depending on the size of your circles, we can kind of go from there, but that will be our goal. So let's try to aim for 20. So first thing that we're going to do is take some strips of paper, and I provided some different sizes that you can work with. The larger blue ones that you see here are the thicker, wider and longer strips, and then the little circles again then would be the smaller strips. So it's kind of nice to have some variety of sizes in your work, except that because the circles, the shapes are all the same, we have a sense of unity in the artwork, meaning that things sort of all flow together and they work together. So they are different sizes and different colors, but the shapes are all the same. All right, so to make this quilling circle, we're going to take a pencil, and we're going to put the pencil under the paper, and then start kind of pinching it over the pencil, and then tightly rolling it around the pencil. And it doesn't have to be perfect, so if you can see I'm already kind of going off a little bit, that's fine. The goal is just you're sort of like forcing the paper to curve. And so I'm going to keep going around and going tightly, and I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on it, and then when I take it off, it has curled. Okay. Now, what I like about this, because you've got this nice long strip, you are going to be able to choose what size of circle you want. You could make a very big circle, or you could kind of pull it in and make quite a bit smaller of a circle. Now, the smaller you go here, the stronger it's going to be, and that is because you're going to have multiple layers of paper in your quill. So if you can see here, if I've gone this far, this is going to have 1, 2, 3 layers. In this section we'll have 2. So that is going to give us a little bit more stability. So it would be a good idea to have, you know, about half of your circles a little bit stronger like that, just so everything can kind of hold together. But you certainly can have some bigger ones like this that are a little bit less strong. So to start, what I'm going to do is using just a little drop of glue, and I'm going to use the tip here to rub it around. I'm going to decide where I want my circle to start. I'm going to kind of rub it a little bit, pinch, hold, count to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then I'm going to flip it around, and I want to make sure that I get it all secured. So I'm going to just go dot, dot, dot. It doesn't have to be a lot. A dot is not a lot. And then put a little bit on the end. Okay. And then kind of pinching it around slowly and carefully. This is not a fast project. Quilling does take patience, and it does take just careful touch. You want to move slowly with this, especially so that your glue is not all over the place and messy. You want to keep things clean. And there we go. It would be a good idea also to count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so I'm going to create a bunch of circles here, and then I will show you how you can start assembling it together. Alright, as we're coming to the end here, I noticed this one needed fixed just a little bit, so I think this would be a good time to kind of talk through just a couple tips and tricks as you're going through. So after you are done rolling this, and when you go to glue it together, you want to, like I said, only use, you know, a little bit of glue, just a dot, and then twirl, smush it around, and then pinch it and hold it, count. Okay, and then for this part, I like to kind of pinch it here so it's facing me, and then hold it with 2 fingers here so I have some stability, and then just little dots kind of going down here and wiggle it around at the top. Now this part, just so you can make it even, I'm kind of slowly walking it around so that it's nice and flush, and then pinching it, and then kind of cleaning up any glue that might be coming out a little bit. You can kind of fix and adjust as needed here before the glue dries all the way. Okay, so from here, now you've got some designing to do. So this is what I have so far, and I want to think about what is visually going to be appealing. And you know, you might want to decide, do you want it symmetrical? Do you want things to be sort of off balance or feel like it's flowing? Or, you know, you're the artist, you decide. And you might want to think about putting circles inside of circles. I kind of like how I've got a small white one inside this black one. So you have to kind of play with that. When you are joining 2 pieces, so like when you first begin, you are going to decide which points of contact you have. So if these are joining this way, you're going to put glue on both pieces. I like to try to hide this part here, so as much as possible I try to join those points so that the way they're kind of hidden. So I'm going to put some glue here, put some glue here, and now this one you really have to be good about counting. Okay, so I'm going to pinch it hard and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, and then I'm going to wipe off any extra. Now you'll see that I kind of smashed my circle a little bit. Before it's dried, you can kind of pull that back out a little bit so it's a little bit more of a circle. And if you look closely at the one I made before, I forgot to do that on a couple of them, so they got kind of smashed, and that's okay. That'll just kind of add some character to my design. So now that I've got these together, and you just kind of clean it up here as you go, I need to decide where I'm going to connect. Because if you've got 2 points that need to connect, you're kind of better off trying to do it all in one go. And this is kind of interesting. This would leave kind of an open spot right here. And you know, I might even like that even better if it was even more open. Maybe. Something like that, kind of. I think I kind of like that. Alright, so let me slide these out of the way a little bit. And I'm going to start gluing it together. Okay, so if I've got 2 points, then I just kind of have to plan carefully here. And I know I'm going to need some glue here and some glue here. Alright, now some problem solving. So remember I said I wanted an open spot here, but right now this is pretty weak, the way this is falling. So I really need to connect these 2 here again. So that is what I will do now. So from here, I have, oops, see, I didn't let that dry enough. Let me go back and hold that on there again. Okay. So from here, you need to make some artistic decisions. So if this is how I want it to be, and I've used 20, am I happy with it? Or does it not feel balanced in some way? And at the moment, And I also need to decide how's it going to be displayed. And I think I like mine hanging this way, which from your point of view would be like this. So I think it'll be okay. However, visually, I do feel like this side is very heavy, and I think there should be something over here, although I'm not sure I want very much of anything. So I do think I'm going to add 1 or 2 more small ones over here. Or actually, how about a big one and a small one? Yeah. All right. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of, it's asymmetrical, but it still visually feels balanced in my eyes here. So from here, you've got trays for your group. What I would like you to use is just a scrap piece of paper and write your name and your class code. So I'll write Mrs. Beckley 4S, and I want you to paper clip that to your project before you put it on the tray. And then we will set your table trays over on the shelf or up on top of the cabinets. All right, and if anything falls apart, just stick it back on, count to, if the glue is still wet, just count to 20 again, pinching firmly. You might kind of wiggle it around a little bit just to get the glue spread around. Or if it's dried quite a bit, you may have to apply just a little bit more glue. All right, have fun.